What's up, vinyl community? This is Drop the Needle Records coming at you with another video. This week, I kind of have a special video on some of the best sounding live albums in my collection. I'm going to go through them all in probably a three-part series just to kind of give you my rankings, not in order of any kind, but what are the best, what are the worst, what are just some of the okay. But before I get started, if you would, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. I've hit 100 subscribers, really excited about that, and I couldn't do it without the support of all of you in the vinyl community. But before we get started on this video, I want to kind of tell you how I did this ranking. On my stereo system, I kept everything at the same volume. So that way I didn't turn it up or turn it down. I just kind of want to keep everything at the same level. And that's kind of how I ranked my albums. And I'll kind of go over what I heard. But let's go with the first one. The first one is Johnny Cash live at Folsom Prison. This is the 2LP version. Love the album. I've always been a Johnny Cash fan. But some cool things about this, the lacquers were cut by Kevin Gray. We know Kevin Gray is a great engineer, masters great records. This album has a really good sound to it. It's dead quiet. It's clear. Some cool things on this album. It's like I think it's almost a full broadcast, but it starts off with Carl Perkins and the Statler Brothers. Some standouts from Johnny are Folsom Prison, of course. Long Black Veil is one of my favorites because if you follow my channel, you know I'm a huge Dave Matthews fan, and Dave covers that song in some of his live albums. Also, Orange Blossom Special is another standout to me, but yeah, this is a great live album. I know there's some other variations out there. The single LP, I want to go with the single LP. If you can, go with the double LP cut by Kevin Gray. Next up is Daft Punk live 1997. I'm a huge Daft Punk fan. I haven't had a chance to really talk about Daft Punk, but this is live in 1997. This was recorded in Birmingham in the UK. Some things about this album, I felt like this is first of all, it's a single LP, so it's a 1 LP. I feel like the crowd noise kind of takes over this album a little bit. The lacquers were cut by Chab. I don't really know who Chab is. If you do, you can let me know about down below. Sounds kind of compressed on this album. So it's not horrible, but it could be better. I do like I do like the track listings on this album though. To follow that up, I have Daft Punk Alive from 2007. This is the one to have. This is a 2LP set. It's mastered by Howie Weinberg. I don't know who that is, but this was recorded in Paris on their tour. This is amazing. It's loud. It's dead quiet. Much better from the 97 press. For any fans of Daft Punk, I highly recommend this album. I know it was out of print for a while. If you look on Discogs, the prices are crazy. I think it's back in print now. I'm not sure, but this is one of my best sounding albums, but some standouts. There's Technologic, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and of course you have One More Time. One of the best in my collection. If you're a Daft Punk fan, don't have this, get it. Next up is the Pearl Jam RSD from 2023. This is on the Yield Tour. It was recorded in Melbourne. This is dead quiet. It's loud. You hear the vocals really well. The instruments stand out. Has a good blend of the crowd, the instruments, and Eddie's vocals. Really good. The crowd noise is just mild enough. You can still hear it, but it doesn't take over the album. Some standouts are Release, Animal, Even Flow, Black, one of my favorites, and of course, Alive. If you get a chance to find this, I suggest pick it up. Very good sounding album. Next up is Pink Floyd 50th anniversary, live at Wembley, 1974. I believe this was in the box set when it was released last year. Dead quiet. It's clear. The only thing I could say about this, it doesn't have a lot of punch. I look for that punch in some of my records that I look for. I also feel like it's just missing something. Something just seems off. It has good, you know, Pink Floyd does those good surround sound noises in the background with like Money, things like that that they normally do. The bells, those sound great. But it just, something seems off on this. But this is mixed by Andy Jackson and Damon Iddens. I don't know them as well. If you want to let me know, you can comment down below. The lacquers were cut by Stuart Hawkes. I think this is just okay. Not what I expect from a Pink Floyd record. Most of them, when I listen to them, sound fantastic, but this one's okay. It's not bad. It's just mediocre. Next up, you know, I couldn't do a video without talking about Dave Matthews. This is live at the Hollywood Bowl from 2018. This is dead quiet. It's clear. Dave's vocals are definitely out front, dead quiet on the noise. You can hear his vocals loud and clear. The recording is great. Stefan on bass. You have Tim on electric guitar, sounds superb. You have Carter on the drums. Again, I like to hear those drums on my live albums I listen to. Carter on the drums sounds fantastic. Buddy, he was new to the band during this time. He's on keyboards, sounds great. You have Jeff on sax and wind instruments and Rashawn on horns. They're so good. This was actually mastered at Masterdisc and pressed at Palace. Standout on here is 41. Sounds fantastic. I give this album 2 thumbs up for sure. Next up is Rage Against the Machine. This is Battle of Mexico City. This was Record Store Day exclusive on 2021. This was a concert that was recorded in October of '99. This is a 2 LP set. You have green and red vinyl. The vocals are not very loud on this album. Not really clear. Again, you know, that could be the Rage sound for a live album. It's the only Rage live album I have. The bass is okay. The bass is okay. It kind of sounds a little compressed. The crowd is way too loud, so when it's mixed, they could have turned down the crowd noise, I think, a little bit. Opening track, I think, is Testify. Not a fan of how it sounds. Love the song. Guerrilla Radio was the one that sounded okay. But again, I want it to sound good, but this is just, I give it a no. It's okay. Next up, I have The Smile, Europe live recordings in 2022 off their tour. You know, I'm a huge Smile fan, but this one is dead quiet. The vocals by Tom are great. Johnny on guitar sounds fantastic. There's a good separation of all the vocals and the instrument. Again, I like that drum, so Tom Skinner on drums sounds so good. It's mastered, and the lacquers were cut by Matt Cotton. I don't really know him, but he did a good job. The standouts are The Opposite, Thin Thing, The Same, Free in Knowledge. Great album. Highly recommend it. Pick it up if you're a Smile fan. I have another Dave Matthews album. This is live at Fenway Park. This is actually an 8 LP set. This was from their July of 2006. On their website, they repressed this in 2023. This is absolutely amazing. It's dead quiet. It's clear. Great separation of the instruments and the vocals, and I love it because this is actually one of my favorite live tracks that Dave did. On this, you have Boyd back on fiddle. He was still with the band then. You have some standouts here that are American Baby intro. It's one of my favorite live songs when I've seen them live. Also, you have Sweet Caroline. You know, if you're at Fenway Park, you got to do the 7th inning stretch, Sweet Caroline, and Dave covered that song. Great. Again, if you're a Dave fan, and this, I don't know if this is still on the website, highly recommend it. Fantastic. And finally, see the shirt, Nirvana Unplugged. This is the 25th anniversary edition. This was the 2 LP set. It had also something special. If you look at the hype, it has 5 bonus rehearsal songs. Dead quiet. The clear voice, definitely loud. The guitars are absolutely great. The lacquers were cut by, which I don't know, April Golden, and it's mastered by Stephen Markison. Some standouts for me are Man Who Sold the World. It's one of my favorite Nirvana songs that they covered by David Bowie. My only issue with this is I don't get to hear Dave on drums stand out. I don't know if that was done on purpose or not, but I would have liked to have heard a little bit more drum sound on this vinyl. But yeah, but again, I love it. This is a good album, but that was my only negative drawback on it. But that is part 1. Let me know down below what are your favorite live albums you have, but I'll actually do a part 2 next week. But I appreciate everybody watching, but until we see each other again, peace.